Welcome. Welcome, beautiful ones, because your magnetism opened the door to wealth, health, and new beginnings of unconditional love. Welcome, dear ones. I am Sonya, and I am the founder of Empowered Sovereign. And in this live event, we will be exploring your magnetism. Because, dear ones, in this video, I am helping you to align with your essence. Now, most of the collective gets tripped up on that simple word essence. And our essence is what makes it possible for you and I to communicate, for you and I to do every single thing. Yet on this life journey, at times and more than ever, we forget that. But those days are long gone for those who are open. Yes, for those who are open and they want to venture down that new path that I'm speaking of. And as a matter of fact, dear ones, every day we have the opportunity to walk down or up or around to this new path that I'm speaking of. But what makes this so significant is that because we are an energetic force, okay? Remember that? We have to remember that. We can no longer think small because we have never been small, okay? Let's just clear that up as well. So if you have a pen or paper, or if you want to jot all of this down on your computer, your Android, your iPhone, your notebook, whatever kind of reference you have that you can refer to back, then I would suggest to take some notes because it is always about you. Yes, not me, you. Because your life journey has brought you here. And right now, your magnetism has opened the door of wealth, health, and new beginnings of your own unconditional love. Yes. Did you know that you were unconditional love? Did you know that? I know that's a word that's been floating around for eons, but did you really know that you were it? That because of you being unconditional, that means you're not having any judgments toward other people. You are comfortable in your own skin. You are okay every single day. And even if something happens that you do not like, guess what? You're able to handle it. You're able to see the light. Yes, that is what your essence of unconditional love is. That anything that is thrown at you, you are able to handle it. Okay, dear ones? Now, I'm saying all of these things, and I just want to just put a disclaimer out there, okay? Because we live in this material world where everybody's looking to point the finger Everybody is looking. Now, when I say everybody, I'm speaking collectively. And of course, there's always exception to the rule of what I'm saying. But collectively, on a grand scale, humanity points the finger, judges, is critical. What else? Can sabotage itself. What else? Can fall into moments and periods and cycles in their life of depression, of self pity. And then let's reverse it. Then there's moments where the collective can run into optimism and joy and happiness and creativity. Yes. So which feels better to you? Depression or optimism or pessimism? What feels better? See, we know the answers. Yes, we do. Yet, when we are experiencing these things, because we are sentient beings, yes, did you know that you are a sentient being? That you feel and you sense all things? Did you know that? Did you know that that is your innate essence? That is your makeup. Everything about you is about sensing and feeling. This is why a lot of people get bent out of shape. They get upset because what? They're sensing and feeling something that doesn't resonate. Okay? It doesn't resonate. But yet, I'm going to shed some light on that doesn't resonating business. What's not resonating is that at that moment, and this relates to everything, okay? Every scenario that is in the material world that has ever happened, this relates to it, okay? Because this is universal knowledge. This is the universal essence in which all of us operate. So when you get upset, you get bent out of shape, you have just been triggered. You've been triggered to something that has happened to you or that has happened in your family line or has happened in the collective, because what? We are all entangled. Yes, we are all entangled in our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions. So if we are all entangled, this is why at times you may be triggered to whatever is happening in your life. And guess what? That's a good thing you're triggered. Okay, here's the light of it. Is because when you are triggered, depending on what it is, you have that opportunity right now, or right then at that time, to address what is triggering you. No longer are we running and hiding and shrinking and blaming other people. No, we're not doing that. Because guess what? We've done that far too long. Yes, we have. So when you get triggered, as I just said, you address it. You address, why am I getting triggered by what this person is saying? Or I am being triggered by what this person isn't saying. You see what I'm saying? So you just have to bring awareness to it. Because when we do bring awareness to the things that trigger us, that means it brings some emotional attachment to that situation. You have to question yourself on why. And when we begin to do that more, you begin to heal, and it will no longer be a trigger. Okay? Yeah, it will no longer be a trigger. Because, again, dear ones, if you didn't know, which you do know on a soul level, yes, everyone knows everything that I am saying on a soul level, because this is the language that I speak, is from the soul. Okay, your soul has led you to this video. Your soul has led you to reincarnate here in this material world so you can shine your light like that beautiful sun that you see on the screen. Yeah. So, as I just said, that's the light in it. So, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter where you go, okay, light will be shined. Yes, it will. Once we acknowledge, once we are open, yes, once we have the patience, the grace for ourselves, this is what creates that magnetism. Yes, you are magnetized because you are now acknowledging who and what you are. You are accepting yourself. Yes, dear ones, write that word down as well. Acceptance. We have to accept ourselves. Because if we don't accept ourselves, nobody else will. All right, did you catch what I just said? So we have to accept ourselves. Now, as I say that, I'm always picking up on the collective that is saying, what are you talking about? I accept myself. So when you do say that, that means you don't. You see what I'm saying? If you find some presence of you wanting to defend what I just said, that means you do not accept yourself completely. That is why you responded in that way. See, everything that we say, the way that we present ourselves, the tone of our voice, it is all codes. Yeah, everything is a code to help you align back to your true self. So, as I said, if you find that didn't resonate with you, you find some offense in it, and you feel like you got to defend, there you go again. That's a red flag. Why did that, or why what Sonya just said, why did I feel like I had to defend myself by what she just said? And you can take it from there. And that's how we begin to heal. And it's a beautiful thing, dear ones. It really is. So it's a good thing that I say what I say, because if you do find offense to it, that's a part of you that needs for you to take a look at. All right? That's what it's about. Because everything revolves, dear ones, around us. So you are keying in that something is off. Something within me is off for me to respond that way. And that's a great thing, because that is starting a phase of healing, of seeing, of feeling, of knowing who you are. And when we all can see, feel, hear, and know who we are, that is when that magnetism that I am speaking about, yeah, it just opens up naturally. Yes, because your magnetism is the key to your greatest success, to successes that are unknown to you right now. Yes, it's unknown because this life journey, tier ones, that we are all engaging in, it is about us pushing through those boundaries. It is about us opening up those doors, walking through, and say, hey, I'm here. I'm here in full effect. And I'm here to uplift. I'm here to be true. And when we all can say that, we have just leveled up. And what's so beautiful about this, dear ones, as I said, when you open up this door, it automatically brings in the health, the wealth, and that essence of unconditional love that we all are. Yeah. Magnetism is the greatest, is one of the greatest, shall I say. It's one of our greatest assets. Yes, it is, because it's us. It's naturally us. Yeah. But when we're ready, we have to align with that. And we are aligning right now to our magnetism. Yes. Our magnetism, dear ones, it creates richer relationships. It helps you to fine tune who you are in every moment. Do you hear what I'm saying, dear ones? Yes, your magnetism is this force that creates at will. Yes, at will, because we are the will. We are the will that can succeed at anything. Yes, yes, dear ones. So we have, or we are ending 2025. We have closed that door that was like a revolving door where we would revisit. Yeah, we would just keep revisiting that open door or that revolving door. Yeah, we would revisit it because at times we weren't sure of ourselves. But 2025 has been a year of reevaluating. It has been a year of bringing things to the surface so we can change our attitudes, change our thoughts, change our actions to align with a more true, authentic you. Yes, that's what 2025 has been about. And yes, some of it has been painful. Yeah, because we have to acknowledge that during this life journey, we are going to experience pain at some times. Yes, we are going to experience all of the emotions. And then when we do experience all these emotions, it helps us to align back to our true selves. That is unconditional love. That is health. That is wealth. Yes, we are magnetism. Yes, we are. And this magnetism is connected to everything that you know and do not know. That is how vast we are. And it's exciting. So we are walking through that door right now. So in 2026, we can run free like the red horse. And what is the red horse? Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up on the red horse right now. The red horse is grounded. That's why it's red. The red horse is that fire. Yeah, that fire that transmutes. It transmutes all that does not serve you. Yeah, it just naturally does it. It's freedom, it's new beginnings, it's personal truth. So when you have all that in your essence aligned, there's no stopping you. Yeah, there's no stopping you. And then when all of this comes into alignment, guess what happens, dear ones? You resonate and you bring more red horse energy in your life. You bring more people that is resonating at that vibration, at that frequency. And that's an unstoppable frequency because that is us. Yeah, that is one of our high frequencies. That is us, again, as I said. And it's exciting. So, this new beginning, you don't know what's going to happen. You may get glimpses, but that's why it's called a new beginning. Yes. So, we venture on this new path of unconditional love, of health, of wealth, of creativity, of innovation. So our hearts will be open for all of that. You will receive all of that because it is a vibrational match. We have to align to that part of ourselves. We have to feel ourselves. We have to see ourselves. We have to just know that we are this magnetic force that can create at will. Yes. So, dear ones, I would as well write down whatever you or whatever goals you have for this year. Start to take stock in that. Write it down. Okay? Write it down. And one of the things which you are probably going to know what I'm going to say, because I say this all the time, because it is such a valuable thing to do. Now, depending on where you live, I don't know if you live somewhere that's really cold, guess what? You still can do this. So, my suggestion is to walk out in nature. Yes, walk out in nature for 30 minutes. Allow nature to align you to your natural rhythm. Allow nature to align you to your creative self. And walk by yourself. You don't need an audience. You don't need another person around you. You just need you. You and nature. Yeah, this is what I'm being told to tell you because nature is what aligns us all to our true rhythm. Yeah, it does. So we have to allow ourselves to do this. Don't be so busy. That busy energy, that's of the past. So if you catch yourself saying, "Oh, I'm so busy," that's that old trying to creep back in. Anything that says, "Oh, I'm busy, I'm so busy," that's the old. I'm just letting you know that. So we have to eliminate first that language. We have to eliminate that word because we're not busy. We're focused. We're dedicated. We're determined. That's what we are. We're aligned. We have purpose. We're joyful. We're kind. What else? We're optimistic. We're enthusiastic. And we are ready to receive. Yes, we are ready to receive because we are receptive. So, walking out in nature, a natural thing. You're moving your body, okay, for one. That's something that everyone needs to do. You're moving your body. You're getting that energy to move because you are vibration. And if you don't move your body, you can, and many of us as well can do this, you can create blocks, energy blocks. Yeah. So walking is one of the best things that every person can do. Yes. So I suggest that. That's one of the major things, walking, and allow for nature to open up that creative part of you. Because maybe you don't know what you want to focus or create for 2026. So I would suggest to walk every day. And that will get those juices, that creative juices, to open up in you. And do it by yourself. Because when you're with another person, because we are sentient beings, we're empathic, we pick up on other people's energy. And you don't want to pick up on anybody's energy when you are learning from nature that is aligning you to your natural rhythm. And then that natural rhythm, as I said, will eventually open up the doorway to your creativity. Yeah, this is how it works, dear ones. It's simple, but everybody thinks that it's hard and you got to do all these, difficult things. But the road to success is dedication, it's focus, it's knowing who and what you are. So when we put all of that into alignment, then you have just created a foundation, you have created a recipe for success. Yes, because all of it is you, and we have to bring it in alignment. Just as simple as that. So we don't need to have a friend walk with us. No, we don't. Because when you came into this world, you came into this world by yourself. You didn't come into this world with a friend. You came in right by yourself. Okay? So take stock in that. Walk out in nature. So nature can help open that creative door. Start to create those creative juices that says, okay, I want to do this or I want to do that. Or maybe I don't want to do anything today. I want to just relax and allow for whatever intuitive guidance to come through me. Yes, and it will come through you because we are antennas. We are antennas for information, for knowledge, for wisdom. Well, really, wisdom is what we implement. That is what really wisdom is how we implement the knowledge and apply it to our lives as wisdom. Yeah. So we have exciting times in 2026. There's nothing holding us back. Nothing. Not one thing, dear ones. So take stock in that. Know that your magnetism has opened that door to align you with health, wealth, and the new beginnings of unconditional love. All right, beautiful ones. As always, see yourself, feel yourself, hear yourself, and know who and what you are. Because you are a spark of creation and you are magnetism that magnetizes everything that you focus your heart on. All right? Believe in yourself. And if you have issues or if you're having difficulty believing in yourself, then I will place a link because this is what I do. I'm all about helping every soul to align to your magnificence, your greatness, yes, your power. Yes. And when you do that, dear ones, I don't care what's going on in your life. Really. I really don't. I'm just letting you know. Because this applies to everything in your life for everybody. Yes, everything. And I mean everything. Addictions, lying to yourself, judgmental, criticism, victimhood. What else? I said lying to yourself. That's a major one for us. Yeah. We're not lying to ourselves no more. No, we're facing ourselves. We're seeing ourselves, we're facing ourselves, and we're walking through that door of health, wealth, and the new beginnings of unconditional love because it's us. And we have aligned with the essence of magnetism. Yes, dear ones, it's just as simple as that. Dedication and focus on you. All right, beautiful ones. Enjoy this new day, and I'll see you in the next video. So continue magnetizing the world with your essence. All right, take care.